Dominic Trofre, hello again, sorry. Hello again, Dominic Trofre again, and welcome to another video. And this one is actually a very special video. As most of you know, today is October 14th, 2015, and today is the 16th anniversary, or birthday, of the Sega Dreamcast, Sega's last console. Yeah, so as I said, today is 16 years since this console came out. And I cannot believe that it's been so long it came out in the UK and Europe. It's just an amazing console. You know, it's very underrated, as most people say. Just a lot of great gaming experience came from this and really grew of what gaming is. And I think that is one of the best things of what made Sega absolutely amazing with this console. And it's a shame that of what happened afterwards, that they lost so much money due to its competition coming out, and that was the thing. But as I said, it's an amazing console. And as you can notice, I've got a little Dominic sticker on there because I've had this for a long time. Now, I was going to show you like a few little things with like the controllers and all that stuff. Sorry. Now, of course, we have the main controller, the like the first part one that Sega made. I was going to say Nintendo then, sorry. And I think this is one control I've always really liked. It's just amazing, and how it is, you got the joystick and the, the D-pad, the start button, and I like the A, B, and X and Y, that like, the colour on it. It's just really nice, like very, it comes out at you, which is really cool. Which is more like seeing the Microsoft consoles, the controllers, which is pretty cool. Now, of course, you got the VMU side, so you have. I've got the top of it. It's just somewhere, so it is. Now, I honestly never actually I actually never had a VMU when, it was out. So I actually never, saved anything. I just, played the game and that was it. But it was a really good concept of what it is, because it was like a portable Dreamcast, if you want to think like that. A bit like a Tamagotchi. Because there were a lot of games that supported the VMU. It was just absolutely amazing. So I've put that back in there. And then you've, of course, got the jump pack, or the rumble pack, depending on what you call it. This is actually one I actually owned, and it was just amazing because it really brought like the rumble feature to like the 6th generation, which was absolutely amazing. Just good. Sorry. I of course have a third-party controller. Sorry, Joytech. This is actually a Joytech one, which I got back in the day as well. I wasn't really keen on this controller, but as I said, how it was interesting. Because, like I say, you got the 6 buttons there, and I think that's something that always made me think a bit strange about the controller. Of course, you got the normal stuff, but I actually used to accidentally press turbo, and I used to really flip the game out, which is interesting. Now, one thing about this third-party controller is that the lead's actually at the top. If you look at if you look at the official one, it has the Y down there. And that's actually one thing I always liked. I think it's always made it interesting and a really good feature that a lot of companies do not do. Sony, Nintendo and Microsoft don't really use that. But I know that the classic controller for the Wii actually did that. We had the little lead on it, which was, interesting. But good. I have a few more VMUs here. This is a blue one and a green one, which is really nice. Let's put them there. A third-party rumble pack, what we call it, Mad Catz one. It's an okay one, but I used to use it a lot, and it did its purpose, which is all it is. You got the mouse control, which was pretty cool. I actually got this many months ago, and it's a really good mouse. So, like the click and roll and stuff. It's like one of those old 90s mouses, really. That's the thing. So let's put that there. I got the keyboard for it, which is a pretty good control. I actually got this last week, so I did. It's a really nice controller. Because I like to collect for the Dreamcast, and I think it's a really good controller, or add-on, what you call it. Because I actually have a few games that support the keyboard and the mouse, or even both. So, that's it. Now, I was going to show you a few games I actually have for this console. I actually don't really have a lot, but as I said, I didn't really collect for the console at the time. But when I got the console back in 2000 for my birthday, I did get a few games, and down the line I got a lot. And then of course, you know, Sega discontinued the following year. But us in Europe and the UK actually had it until 2003 officially. And then like 2005 I stopped really, you know, I really didn't really bother with the console. You know, I moved on to the GameCube and all that stuff, and less extent the PlayStation 2. And then 9 years later, in 2013, I really wanted to try and get back into the console because I had a lot of, you know, stuff about. I remember that console, but I never ever used it, which is just interesting. So these are actually a few games I've got, which are pretty cool. Now the first ones I just want to talk about are the Dreamcast discs. Now these were 3 official discs that were made by a company called Bleem. But I won't go into the whole story, but the main story was that the company Bleem made an official emulator, which was a disc, to play PlayStation games on a PC, which really made a lot of people think that it was actually a cheaper alternative. But unfortunately, as I said, you know, Sony caught on this and they didn't really want this happening. So they actually brought the idea to the Dreamcast with the Dreamcast discs and allowed you to play PlayStation games on a Dreamcast, which was absolutely crazy. You know, non-Sega games on a Sega console, which was absolutely amazing. And there were only these 3 officially, so you got Tekken 3, sorry, sorry about that. Metal Gear Solid, and Gran Turismo 2, which I do have the PlayStation copy here. But it's very interesting of how they play on the Dreamcast. They actually play it in very high quality, which was absolutely amazing to see this sort of stuff happen, which is it's just really, really good. One, of course, is my favourite, and I talk about it a lot. Chi-Chi Rocket. Now, I so love this game. It's just one of my all-time favourite games, and I always tell people about it and stuff. Sometimes I get bored of it, and sometimes they like it. But it's just a crazy, fun, and interesting, very imaginative puzzle game. It's just crazy what it is. And I used to have a lot of fun with this back in the days when I used to play with my family and stuff, especially my sister. We used to play a lot of this game, and it's just amazing. But I also have other versions of it. I actually have the white label copy of Chi-Chi Rocket, which is just really, really good. Because I like to collect for anything Chi-Chi Rocket related. The Japanese version. And the other European version that came with the Dreamkey 1.5 disc, which allowed you to connect to the internet, which was pretty cool. See the little logo up there. Crazy Taxi. I actually love this game. It was a really, really good game for what Sega did at the time. It was just an amazing, fun, crazy, if I want to call it that, game. It was just absolutely amazing. I also have the sequel to it, which is just the disc only, if anyone's actually curious. Because I have a few games that actually just the disc, so I do, because of the fact the cases were so bad, really. No offense to Sega of Europe, I'm just saying. A few demo discs, this one there, and one there. Buzz Lightyear, Star Command. This is actually a game I used to play a lot when I was younger. It was just a really, really fun game. And around the time I was really into Toy Story as well, and it's just really, really good. I've not played this in a while, but I enjoy playing it. So I'm straightening them out. I also have a disc only copy as well. I actually have, so this actually is the Dream Shell disc. No, Dream Shell's actually like a program made for the Dreamcast. And you actually have an SD reader, like card reader add-on, which I haven't actually brought down, sorry. But I will probably show it in some time in the future. And what you do is you put the disc in, and you connect the SD card reader to the serial port, which was rarely used. And you can do all sorts, like, you know, load up like ISOs of, you know, games and homebrews, which is really, really cool. And it's a really, really good software for what it is. the Dream On Collection 2, which is like another demo disc.